Good afternoon, everyone. Today is the fifth session of this IELTS course. We had 4 sessions last week, and this is the fifth session. In this session, this is IELTS listening test practice, section 1. In section 1 of the IELTS listening test, you will hear a conversation between two people. One of the speakers needs some specific factual information, for example, names or dates or any kind of specific information which you will have to write down. Section 1 tasks are often gap fills, I mean you will have a gap, you will have a space, and you will listen and you will fill these gaps. You can write some kind of, it will be like a note completion or table or form completion. For example, you go somewhere, they give you a form and you fill in the form. You will get an example of the beginning of the recording will be divided into 2 or 3 parts with some reading time before each part. Before the reading part, before the listening test, you will be given like 20 seconds or 30 seconds to read. Next one, try to predict the language that you need to listen for. As we always said, before you start the test, you try to predict what is the test, what is this text about, and utilize the time. And when you listen, it will be easy for you to answer. Okay, question number 10, it says, listen and answer question 1 to 10. We listened it before, but we didn't complete. So what we will do now, we will listen one more time, and then you can write down your answers in your notebooks and share the answers in the chat box. And then at the end, I will be showing you the answer key. Question says, listen to the telephone conversation and complete the form below. Write no more than 3 words and or a number. Now, what does it mean? It means that your answer can be 1 word, it can be 2 words, it can be 3 words, and a number. I mean, your answer can be 1 word and a number. It can be 2 words and a number. It can be 3 words and a number. Okay, not more than that. If it is less than 3, that's fine. You will not get any deduction. But if it is like more than 3 words and a number, your answer will be considered wrong. So we start here. If you think that everything is going well on your side, please give me thumbs up in the chat box, so I'll be keep going. I'll be playing the listening here. The topic is Golden Wheels car rentals. I'll give you like 20 seconds. I want you to make yourself familiar with the questions, question 1 to 6, and see what kind of information is required. In 20 seconds time, I will be playing the listening. Okay, so it's like we have already listened once. So I'm sure you would have got the answers. Okay, for example, the first one is Frank Moorcroft, and address number 1, address 26. Can you just write in the chat box, what is the address? 26. Like some kind of name of the road or name of the place, or like, as I said here in the listening. Can you, yes, yeah, that's right. The one thing I want to make it clear, most of you have written Lake Road, yes. But when you say Lake Road, L capital, Road R capital. Let me show you the answers. I will not go in long detail because we have already covered it. Okay, see here. It's actually, I'll show you here now. Question number 1, the answer is Lake Road. So if you see L capital, Road, R capital. And the phone number is 3687 874500. 36874500. And number 3, the answer is international. International. He had international license. And number 4, he needs 4-door car. So you can write 4-door car. And date of collection, that is 24th June. 24th June. Okay. Next one, number length of the booking. He needs a car for how many days? He needs the car for how many days? I'm waiting for your answer, gentlemen. He needs a car for like 10 days or like for a week. Yes, he needs a car for 1 week. He needs the car for 1 week. Okay, so number 6 is 1 week. You can write 1 as a number or in words. He needs the car for 1 week. Okay, now I will give you someone writing 490 is not asking for the price. There is no question about that. So this is an extra information. You don't need to mention anywhere. You just write the information which is required in the fill in the blanks, not something which is extra mentioned. There's so much information given, but you don't need to recall all the information and write it down. We need to only fill the gaps. Now the next one, I'll give you 30 seconds. Be familiar with question 7 to 10, and I will play the listening. So you have like 30 minutes time. Very quietly, just look at question 7 to 10 and see what kind of answers are required. It's complete the sentences below. Okay. I'll show you the text here. It says, complete the sentences below. Write no more than 2 words. Now, no more than 2 words for each answer. Number 7, the man will pick the car up from, so you can figure it out. You can see what kind of answer is required here. I think it may be a place. The car is required at. You can mention in the chat what kind of answer is required. It's quite simple, straightforward. Number 9, a dash is also needed. There is something extra, some extra kind of thing is also needed. You can write in the chat, what is that? What it can be. I mean, when you rent a car, someone says maybe driver. Okay, yes, maybe a driver, yes. What else? Okay, maybe a wheelchair, because he is traveling, he's coming from another country. Maybe he has an old person with him. Maybe he needs a wheelchair. Maybe extra tire. Okay, maybe. Okay, the number 10, the man decides to take the, he also decides to go for something else other than the car. So I will play the listening now and you try to answer these questions. Okay, the man said something very, very interesting. It's better to be safe than sorry. Okay, so he said, if you are a student, I remember when I was a student, every time something interesting comes or any figurative expressions comes or any idiom or any good phrase comes, I write it down and then I speak. When I speak with any person, or when I'm writing a test, or I'm writing an essay or paragraph, I use these phrases in my everyday life. As he said, I will take extra insurance. It's better to be safe than sorry. He's very proactive. Before putting himself in trouble, he finds an extra advantage to taking insurance, that if he has an accident, that extra insurance will cover. Okay, yeah, some of you have already given me the answers. So number 7, airport, you are right. Number 8, the car is required at what time? They say at 12 o'clock, at lunchtime. Yes, that's right, lunchtime. Next one, they need child seat. Yes, that's right. Next, that is extra insurance. You can see the answers here. They need a car for a week, from the airport, lunchtime, child seat, extra insurance. So you can write down the answers now, and I'll move on to question number 11. Question number 11 says, what does the number in the address on the form tell you? Okay, it tells me that the rest of the address will follow a road or a street. This number tells me that I'm going to write the name of the road or name of the street. Okay. As I said, when you write the answer, you must write the street name first letter capital. It's Lake Road, L capital, Road, R capital. Number 12, what do the words type of vehicle tell you? It tells me, this tells me that he needs some kind of a car, like a 4-door car, or a 2-door car, or a station wagon, something like that. Okay, after this we will move on. Number 11, what does the number in the address tell? It tells that I'm going to write the name of the road. Number 12, what do the words type of vehicle? It tells me sports car, station wagon, 2-door car, 4-door car. There's a kind of car which he needs. Okay. The next one, we have completed 2 listening chapters. This is a third listening. Okay, so I'll be just looking at it. I'll be going a little bit faster this time because I feel we are slow. If we continue like this, it will take very long time to complete. So if you have a question or something is not clear to you, please write it down in the chat. I can see the chat on another screen, so I will be responding to your questions. Okay, listening 3, it's identifying details. Okay, if you can see you can also look at the screen. I'm reading from my book. Why is detail important? When do we need to listen for detail? We need to show that we can listen carefully to a description and understand it fully. If someone is describing something, it is the detail in the description, such as the color of or a reference to the shape, which allows us to picture it accurately. When we look at something, a kind of picture or like a diagram or something, you can see what is this about. For example, you understanding form, position, and color. What is the form of this picture? What is its position? What's its color? Form mean how it looks, its size, its shape. This is all form, position, color. What is its position on the surface? How does it look? What color is it? Okay, so that in this part of the listening, we will be covering this aspect. When you see the pictures, what is something you can figure it out quickly? So just look at picture A to H for like 10 seconds, and we will be discussing these pictures. So just look at, look at the down part here. What kind of words are required to describe these pictures. Look at the shape and qualities, parts, position, material. Please read these words, these vocab words. Okay, so here we have the pictures. We have picture A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and we have number of vocab words which describe shape, qualities, parts, position, material. Now, you can explain, for example, picture A, you can explain using the words given below. For example, let's talk about A. It's oval shaped, made of leather, and has some stitching on one side. So I just use the words from down and I'm just describing the picture. Again, it's oval shaped, made of leather, and has some stitching on one side. So I took the words oval shape from the shape, okay, and it's made of leather and it has some stitching on one side. Okay, then I'll go to B. It consists of a plastic sphere with small colored beads inside it and a long thin handle. Okay, C. It's a long stick with a curved end. It's made of wood and the handle is striped. D. The outer case is plastic and there are glass lenses. There are two cylinders joined at both ends that you look through. E. They are made of metal and very sharp with pointed ends. Some of them have a small round head while others have an eye at one end. This is how you explain picture E. Then we go to F. It's made of glass and starts as a cylinder, then tapers towards the top to form a long, thin neck. When you look at G, it's rectangular. Now its shape is rectangular. It's rectangular in shape and is wrapped in spotted paper. The paper is spotted, so I'll explain its shape. Spotted paper, a pink ribbon is tied around it. So this is how you explain. Okay, so next one we go to H. Part of it is made of metal and another part is made of rubber. It has a circular flat button and then a small cylinder rises up from this and there is a flame at the end. Okay, so you see, this is how you look at the picture and you explain. Someone is asking which part of the IELTS book. I'm reading from my mind. I have shown you the pictures. Sometime when you look at the picture, you are asked to explain. So you need good vocabulary to explain your, you can describe something. For example, when we reach to the writing part, in the writing task 1, they will show you a diagram or a pie chart, and then they will ask you to explain. Now, for example, the same here, I showed you the picture A, and I asked you, explain what is picture A, what is picture B. So you can use the vocab words from down and you can explain. Okay, now we'll move on to the question here. Question 2, think of 2 more objects and describe them to your partner. Can he, she guess what they are? Okay, so this is like an extra practice. We'll move on. Now, in the same way, for example, here is a picture. They will ask you, they will show you this picture here. I'm sure you have seen these pictures in some kind of buildings, in some offices, in universities, in schools, in colleges. in hospitals, at different places. So you can have a look. If someone says fire drill, okay, but my question is, what is this device called? If you can figure it out, what is this device called? What is this device called? Okay, so if you can, fire extinguisher. Thank you. Someone is saying this is called fire extinguisher. That's perfect answer. So let me read the questions. You may have to label a diagram, map, or plan. There are three types of diagrams. Okay, if someone wants to know where I'm reading here. Okay. You may have to label a diagram, map, or plan. There are three types of diagram tasks in IELTS listening. Type 1, to complete the labels on a diagram with words from the recording. You listen the recording and you take the word from there and you put it here at the given spaces. For example, here, or here, or here. But you listen from the recording. Number 2, you match options in a box to points numbered on the diagram, as you see here in the diagram. Okay. Number 3, you match points numbered on the diagram to items or descriptions. When something is explained, you listen and then you match. Question 3, you're going to hear a description of how a fire extinguisher works. Look at the diagram of the fire extinguisher below and discuss the parts you need to label. What you think they might be, what sort of descriptive words and phrases might help you. Just like in 30 seconds time, okay, you look at this diagram, okay, you already know what is this diagram about, so it will be very easy for you to answer. So just look at the diagram, okay, and see what kind of words are required. Okay, it says here, question 1 to 5. Label the diagram below, write one word for each answer, just one word. So here you have the diagram, you have the picture. So look at number 1, okay, because it starts with number 1. Label the diagram below, write one word for each answer. Number 1 is here. Filled with water, or foam. So this part here. Number 2, there is something long, this one here. This goes up to the hole. Okay, if I can use a pen and I can show you something here. This number 1, filled with water or foam, this one here. Let me take the pen, please. So here you can see number 1. Number 2, this something long which goes here all the way, this one. So what is this called? Number 3, you will listen. What is the name of this part? You will write it here, the name of this part. Number 4 goes here. Nozzle gives off something that goes out, this one. What is this called? You write it here, number 4. Number 5, there is a long pipe or something starting from here and going down. Water leaves through this. What is this called? You write the answer here. So in this way, you complete question 1 to question 5. So still you can figure it out, what kind of answers are required, so that when I play the listening, it's very easy for you to answer. Okay, so I will be playing the audio now. So you will complete from number 1 to number 5. All right. So some of you have provided me the answers. Like for example, if I take Hamza's answers, Hamza says number one, large metal container. Hamza, your answer is wrong in a way that it says label the diagram below, write one word for each answer. One word. You have written 3 words. Okay, so the right answer is container. Container. Number one, the answer is container. And number two is number 2, pin. Yes, it says like long pin or extended pin. It was mentioned extended pin. So number 2 is pin. Number 3, handle. Yes, right. Number 3, handle. Number 4, jet. Number 5 is tube. So these are the answers you can see on your screen. Okay. Number 1, container. Number 2, pin. Number 3, handle. And number 4, jet of water. Okay. Number 5 is tube. It also mentioned horizontal or vertical. Those who don't understand what is vertical and what is horizontal, you can see the picture. Okay. Vertical is like coming from top to down, and horizontal is going like in this way, like you can see here on the screen. So you can see number 1, someone says water. No, it's not water, it's container. Okay. Number 2 is pin. 3, handle. Number 4, jet. Number 5, tube. Sometimes they use similar words. For example, here, instead of saying long pin, they said extended pin. So you must be aware that what kind of similar words are being used when you answer these questions. Okay, now we will continue the same listening. That there is some other part here, not this number 5. We'll look at the next one. Okay, it's like question number 7. Listen and complete the notes using not more than 3 words in each gaps. It's the same continuation of the previous listening about fire extinguisher. In case of emergency, I mean, when like now you know what is the fire extinguisher and you know what are the different parts of the fire extinguisher. Now they will explain to you when it's an emergency situation, how fire extinguisher works, how we use it, and how we save our properties and our buildings. So when the fire happens, or when there is a fire and there is an emergency situation, what will you do? So the first thing, remove from case, take it from the wall, take it down from under the table, or even like sometimes we have in the cars and like in the under the seat or somewhere. So take it out, remove it from case, and withdraw. Withdraw mean now it means you take something away, take something out. Withdraw something, and you will listen and write. 7, extinguisher at burning object. Now imagine fire extinguisher is in your hands, and what will you do? You will extinguisher at burning object. Okay, someone says aim. You aim the fire extinguisher at burning object, maybe. Okay, or you pour fire extinguisher at burning object. This is a guess, which is like before you listen, you are trying to make yourself familiar. Number 8, top lever which dash gas. So something you do with the top lever which will maybe leave, release, or something like that, the gas. Point nozzle at something. To extinguish mean to stop. I think it's very clear now. I'll play the listening and please complete question 6 to 10. Please check your answers. You can share your answers with me in the chat. And you can also see the answers, number 6, and see how many answers did you have. You had the right answer. Number 6 is pin. Remove from case and withdraw pin. Point extinguisher at burning object. Press stop lever, which releases gas. Point nozzle at burning material to extinguish. Okay, so just check your answers and write the answers with correct spellings. Okay, 6 is pin. As we said, we need one word answer. Anis, your answer is right, but we cannot write 2 words. We need to write 1 word. So it's safety pin, yes, but the answer is pin. Okay, so that's Hamza. You can unmute yourself and speak. Hamza, you have a question. You can unmute yourself and speak.
So we can use 3 words.
Here you can use 3 words.
Yes.
No, it isn't mentioned anywhere that you can use 3 words. Oh, yes, you're right. Listen and complete the notes using not more than 3 words. Yes. Here you can write. That's fine. Thank you, Hamza. Okay. So once you finish this exercise, move on to question number 8. Look at question number 8. Here. This is question number 8. This one here. Question number 8 says, read each of the multiple choice questions below and say which type of question it is, how many marks it is worth, what the topic is, who the speakers might be. Now, this is a very tricky question. It's about multiple choice questions. You have different options and you choose from these options. So mostly students say that this is slightly difficult or challenging. So pay more attention here now. It says, when you look at the question, the first thing, just try to check which type of question it is, how many marks, what the topic is, who the speakers might be. Now, question number 1. We will listen to the extracts and answer question 1 to 7. Okay. Number 1, which lecture does the woman attend in the middle of the day? Okay. So now here you have 3 options. So you will listen all and you will see that which lecture she attends in the middle of the day. Maybe some lectures she attends in the morning, some in the afternoon, but you will circle which lecture she attends in the middle of the day, like at 12, 12:30, like at noon time. So you say maybe library skills, okay? The words can be different. Instead of saying library skills, she might say something different. But the answer is related to the library skills. Number 2, technical designs. Maybe she says making designs on computer. So when you make designs on computer, it's technical designs. Or maybe you say drawing on computers, drawing on other devices. Maybe that's technical design. History of architecture. Maybe she studied something at noon, history of architecture. So you will just circle the right answer. Okay. Number 2, circle 2 letters A to G. Which 2 things should they take on the walk? Now here, there is a person, he is telling that when you go on a bushwalk, when you climb a mountain or when you go for a walk on mountain or a bushwalk, what are the things which you should take with you? Which two things should they take on the walk? Mean, he will say so many things, but here you will circle two things which you should take. Should you take a large rucksack? Like rucksack mean a bag which you carry on your back, like a backpack. That is called a rucksack. Should you carry a big bag on your back? You need drink container. Drink container, another word is water bottle. Drink container mean water bottle. C, soft drinks. You need to take soft drinks with you, or you just need a drink container like water. Soft drinks like maybe like uh, juices or cola or something like that. These are drinks. Then the next one, you need cold food. Now cold food, like something which doesn't need, which can stay fresh for a long time, and it does, you don't need to refresh it before you eat. Like for example, if you say chicken karahi or chicken tikka or something, before you eat you need to maybe refresh it or make it hot, slightly hot, and then you eat it. Or for example, you make like a sandwich thing or something which you can eat it after 5-6 hours, and you really don't need to warm it again. Okay, next one is insect repellent. You need some kind of lotion or cream which can repel the insects, mean the bugs, the flies, and mosquitoes or something like that. Next, you need a camera with you, and you need sunglasses, right? So you need to circle two things which the writer suggests, which the listening part suggests that you should take with you. Number 3, the speaker says sharks are unlikely any other fish because they cannot float in water, they are unable to swim backwards, they catch their prey in the air. So the speaker says sharks are unlike, I mean, they are not like other creatures because you choose from here. Okay, choose one. Okay, number 4, this is a place. Okay, what is this Tejebo building? Is it a home for native people of New Caledonia? Is it a unique example of Italian architecture? Is it a place to learn about Kanak culture? What is this building about? What is this building about? You will write. And the last one is very interesting. This woman, she loves aeroplanes. There you write 3 answers here. Choose 3 options. Which 3 things does the woman like? You will listen a recording about aeroplanes. She likes 3 things. She likes many things actually, but what 3 things are mentioned in this listening here, which she really likes? A, the appearance of the planes, how the planes looks. The idea of working for an airline, that she wants to work for an airline. C, traveling to unusual places. D, collecting airline equipment. E, watching the planes take off. F, the noise of the engines. She likes when the engine noise comes. And G, being a passenger, that she wants to be the passenger. So you listen this and you circle 3. It can be in any order. Now, the best strategy is when it's very difficult because when you are listening, you're reading, and you are writing at the same time. It's called multitasking. It's a very difficult skill. It's not an easy thing to do, that you are listening and you are focused and you are reading at the same time and writing. So try. I will play the listening now. It starts from number 1. I have explained. This lady, she takes lectures. So which lectures did she take at the middle of the day? So you just listen and circle. Here we go. Now, uh, you have heard she had like history of architecture at the end of the day. So what is something she took at the middle of the day? Most of you are saying it's B. Yes, that's right. It's B. It's technical design. I'm happy that you understand. Now, someone is writing computer design. If you write computer design, you will not get the marks. You need to write the letter. Is it A? Is it B or C? Okay. So just choose the letters, don't write the answer. Okay. So the answer is B. Please continue listening. Okay. So number 2. Please make a choice. I'm not going to play it again. So try. I'm getting harder on you now. Number 2. Yes, I'm getting the answers. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm happy. The right answer is B and D. B and D. That's right. Please continue listening. So here, it's very B. Someone says B. Someone says A, B. Okay. So it gave so much information, but the thing is, you need to figure out. The speaker says sharks are unlike any other fish because they are not like others. So here the right answer is A. The right answer is A. Some of you have given the right answer. Okay, we will continue the next part. That is number 4. Okay, so slightly difficult. What is Tejabo building? Answers are coming. So it's number 4. It's yes. Some of you are saying it's C. Yes, it is C. So number 4 is C. Okay, it's a building. It's a place to learn about Kanak culture. Now, we'll play the recording for the last part from 5 to 7. Now here, you will need to circle 3 things. 3 things the woman like. There are a number of things she likes about airplanes. She loves airplanes. She has never traveled. She's a kind of, she has like afraid of airplanes sitting in that, but she likes the sound. She likes to watch and observe. And there are a number of things she likes, but what things are mentioned here? Which 3 things does the woman like? Okay, so let's look at the answers. You can write the answers in any order. It can be A, B, C, D, or it can be G, F, E, or in any order. I'm getting the answers and I will be showing you the right answers now. Okay, this is like track 9. Yes, track 9, 1B. Okay, 1B, 2B and D, 3A, 4C, 5A, D, F. Some of you have got it. Yeah, most of you have actually got it. 5A, D, and F. Okay, 1B, 2B and D, and 3A, 4C, 5A, D, F. Okay, it can be in any order. It can be DFA, ADF, whatever you decide. Okay, so this was the part of listening which we are having. And the next one, without any wasting any further time, I'll take you to the listening 13. Most probably this can be our last listening for today. And here it says, listen to the introduction to the radio program and choose the correct letter A, B, or C. Okay, so let me give you, if you see, this is a kind of an interview, okay, or like an announcement or something, you know, slightly different than the one we did before. It's like a radio program and someone is asking questions that how to go for like canoeing, like, you know, sometimes people go, you see they're sitting in the boat and they go in the water, and the water is very rough, and they are like canoe. This is like a kind of sport called canoeing. Okay, so it's like let me show you if I can. There's a picture here. Yes, if you see this picture here, uh, this is actually called canoeing. Like you see here, is a picture. This one is water sport. Sometimes they do it like 5 or 6 persons sitting in the boat, or sometimes it's just one person. Okay, so listen to the introduction to the radio program and choose the correct letter A, B, or C. Number 1, the announcer says that canoeing is, as I said, canoeing is a water sport where you sit in the boat and you canoe. You have, this boat is called a canoe, and the sports is called canoeing. So the announcer says that canoeing is A, safe with people, safer than people think. B, enjoyable for most people. C, becoming more popular. It's becoming a popular sport. So is it A? The answer is, when he talks about this sports, this canoeing, so what does he say? He says A, safer than people think. B, enjoyable for most people. C, becoming more popular. Number 2, the speaker says that canoes may be hard to, mean these big boats or these things, they are hard to steer. You know, we have like a steering wheel in our cars. So, but we don't have this in the boat, in the canoe. You have to steer through paddling. So is it hard to steer? Is it hard to keep balance? Because the water is very rough. It's not smooth, not still, not stagnant. It's moving, and water is moving sometimes at a very high speed. So is it hard to keep the balance, or is it hard to get going? So listen this one and try to figure out what is the right answer. Okay. Number 1, the announcer says that canoeing is it safer than people think? Or I remember something she said that more and more people are getting into it. So what does it mean? It's becoming more popular. Is it enjoyable for most people? Okay. So number 1 is C. Yes, Mariam, you are right. Number 1 is C, and number 2 is speaker says that canoes may be hard to steer, balance, or get going. B, yes, it's hard to keep the balance. Most of the time, the boat goes upside down. Okay, so you cannot keep the balance. Okay, now look at the next part here. The same, continue the same listening. Listen to the recording again and note the exact words that help you to answer questions 1 and 2. I have already explained. Repeat the process for exercise 8. Okay, now listen and answer question 3 to 6. Question 3 to 6 are, where does the term whitewater canoeing come from? Where does the term whitewater canoeing come from? Does it come from, is it a type of river that is chosen? The effect of the paddles on the water? The speed at which the boat travels? So you choose, where does the term whitewater canoeing come from? And 4 to 6, circle 3 letters. Which 3 things does Cynthia recommend you to buy to get started? When the presenter asks her, what 3 things should I buy to start water canoeing, start this water sport? What are the 3 things should I buy? So what she tells, so many things. Okay, she tells things which we should buy, and she tells things which we shouldn't buy. For example, a low budget canoe. Does she say that you should buy like a very cheap, low budget canoe, or you should buy a good one, a excellent quality or expensive one? B, protective headgear. She says that you must have protective headgear like a helmet or like some other gadgets. C, a waterproof jacket. She says that you should have a waterproof jacket. D, a short-sleeved wetsuit. You should have a short-sleeved wetsuit. Or E, a long-sleeved sweater. Long sleeved like full sleeve or long sleeve sweater. F, rubber boots. And G, gloves. What three things does Cynthia recommend you to buy to start this sport? If you want to go for water canoe, what three things she recommends you to buy? So please listen this one and answer. Okay. Some of you are already sending me the answers. So number three, this is number 3B, and 4 to 6, the answers are B, D, and G. Okay, most of you have written the right answers. Okay, so here 3 is B, 3B, 4 to 6, B, D, and G. Okay, and the next one here, there is another question. If you look at the next part here, question number 15. Listen to the recording again. Look at option A to G in question 4 to 6 and say why some of these are incorrect. Okay, I have already explained. Number 16. Read question 7 below on your own and rephrase the question and the 3 possible answers in your words. Okay, for example, according to Cynthia, serious canoeists, A, take risks on purpose, B, prefer to teach people in the winter, and C, avoid rivers that are too high. Okay, so this is question number 7. Okay, look at this question, please. I need 1 minute. I'm trying to fix something here. Okay. Someone was raising hand. Can you raise your hand again, please? I'll get the sign so that I can press, because I don't find the place to click. Okay, so here, someone was raised. If you have a question, you can ask me before I start the next question. We are about to stop now. I have like just one question. So question number 7 here. Question number 7, according to Cynthia, serious canoeists, what do you think? What can be the answer here? Question number 7. Take risks on purpose, prefer to teach people in the winter, avoid rivers that are too high. So what do you think? Read question 7 below on your own. So A, someone says A, that's right. Muhammad Hamza, your answer is right. I'll take one more questions before we stop. And no, actually we are having a new listening after that. So what I suggest to save our time and finish the listening sections like earlier, I want you to go through listening 4, okay, and try to make yourself familiar. So tomorrow, when we do the listening, you already have the questions and answers, you are very much familiar with the text. So when I explain, you understand everything. So do me a favor, like today when you have free time, look at listening 4 and see what is this listening all about. Okay, For example, look at the question here, 1. Look at the map here and read what information is given. Then you don't need to listen. First thing, just like see what is the text. Please keep yourself muted. Someone is has unmuted himself. Okay, so before we listen tomorrow, I really want you to go through the whole text here and see, for example, here is a map. Okay, someone is, okay, I'll mute him now. That's fine. So what I was saying, when you come for the listening tomorrow, for example, this one, you see what is this map about? What does it say? Where is the car park? Where is the domestic terminal? Where are the lifts? Where is the regional terminal? And then you, when I play the listening, you will understand better. And then here, you just say what type of words are required, and then how to get to this Peace Hotel. Someone explains how you can reach to this place. So here, you need to travel by something, get off after what. So in this way, when we play the listening, it will be faster for me to complete, and it will be much easier for you to understand. Same here, there is another map here. So you just make yourself familiar that what is this map about? How can you reach to from one place to another? So when I play the listening, it's very easy for you, because I want to finish now. I want to speed up the listening because you are familiar. We have done so much practice, and I will be continuing completing the listening, and then we will start the next part, that is the reading part.